Good morning. Good morning. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. On this day, May 22nd, Saturday, continuation of title of talk, that is Civil Field Engineering, COVID Impact on Engineering Works, Designs, Construction Methods, Contracts, Organizations, Communications, etc. etc. Issue is quality, main issue. Let us see how it works. Whether this video works or not. Let us see. Yesterday it didn't work very well, and it's also raining this time. Also, same way. Certifications like chartered engineer, certification like professional engineer, and fellow certifications like others, whatever are these. Main purpose is achievement of quality in life and in works. Achievement of quality, and we have little talk on COVID, and then I'll come to main talk. These are, you can say, supportive talks for justifying that quality must be maintained, and if it's unmaintained, I can say we check ourselves. I have seen many posts these days on all related websites where it appears the people are too rapid in walking, too accelerating, but simultaneously dropping quality standards, which is very serious question. It's an approach, quality approach. How far can one go? How far can one go? Can one understand? There is defined restriction, defined scope within which quality requires to be achieved. It's not unlimited. As I say, quality approach defined or to be defined, both are there. If somebody defines that, which we consider specifications, or we consider scope of work on drawing detailings, or elsewhere, or in industrial practice, or per codifications, or you can say what is expected by regulations. In fact, to define precisely quality is very difficult. Specifically, it varies from every substance, every material, every person. There are so many ranges in quality that we have to understand that. So many ranges. Not just one, not just two. Many ranges do. Many ranges work there. You have to understand this point. Quality is required everywhere, that is true. And it must be. We say system quality, individual quality, element quality, attitude quality, dedication, other parameters. And in designs we say, in fact we say, very frank, all stages designs, but only design does not suffice. Only design does not suffice. If construction and development are not to mark design drawings, quality and duly coordinated details. This portion is very specific, as I am saying, all stages designs, but only design does not suffice if construction and development not to mark. This is very much related statement that design got no value. Design got no value if it cannot be converted comfortably and constructively. Constructively, constructability with constructability, if design cannot be converted with constructability to physical shape, which we call construction, that is very important point. If it cannot be converted comfortably with constructability to requirement of shape, that design drawings, quality and duly coordinated details. Means question is existence of quality in design itself. Quality of construction is followed later on. First we have to understand design drawings, quality. Understanding is first, it is right. Is it according to design requirement? It's not just for pleasure of designer, but for meeting requirement of works, requirement of or sequences, all that are required to convert those details into physical work. Which means whatever design is done in analysis or on drawings, all that must be capable of being first understood clearly and then executed or implemented on site. That information I am talking of, that requirement I am talking of. I have worked in many countries around Middle East, and I have seen different procedures, different people, different contemplations, but objective is same. I'm not saying that in those countries there was no error. All designs can have errors because these are designs, and long process covers these designs. Many hands may change. I cannot rule out that there should not be any error. There can be error of every sort. We have to understand that point. That is very much expected of designs. But in general, when designer issues some drawing for site, not for information, not for a scheme, not for something else, but for construction, it is sealed issue for construction. IFC or AFC, both are same. IFC stands for issued for construction, and AFC stands for approved for construction. Otherwise it should be issued for information, issued for scheme, or issued for budget, whatever you can say. When it is issued for construction, means it is final drawing that site person should, of course with limited coordination, physically complete coordination on various drawings, but fully depend on those details with full confidence, with certain exceptions of course when there is something pending in designs. But those drawings, if have complete information, site persons can procure whatever is required material and work. That should be approach behind quality design. If there are limited questions, limited queries on designs, drawings which are issued for construction, I welcome that. If in every drawing there are many questions many times, many queries many times, this clearly indicates lack of coordination on drawing work. Means designers had no interest in coordination, which site guy has to point out. This means if it is very often, very general, This state of drawing design and drawing section is not acceptable. After all, it unnecessarily imports or involves wastage of those people who have to work physically on site. If designers are very busy, don't forget site staff is also very busy. They are not busy in designs, but they are busy in many other works. Like engineers in designs are busy. So question is not that you have time or no time. You can raise a question. You can ask us through mail or through something. Everybody knows that. It is nothing new. In this world, everybody raises question, and when there were no computers, questions were raised at that time also. I have many such experiences that sometimes we even did not understand what this drawing was. We used to think that every drawing was for construction. This when I was too young. I did not understand this drawing is for. I said, okay, this is a drawing, we can start that. What I'm saying is, now it's professionalism. Every engineer understands or has to understand if doesn't understand. This is for construction, or this is for our scheme, or this is for information. I mean, sometimes informative designs are also issued just for some planning work. We do advanced planning in many cases just to keep up. Like that, there are so many issues, but now when they are fast track construction, this issue must be embedded, and we must be strong enough in coordination. And because structures are unique, structures are expensive, analysis is very expensive, analysis of construction and analysis of structures in designs, and all activities are very, very expensive. So we can say construction based on coordinated quality design, coordinated quality design. When I say coordinated quality designs plus and plus, construction based on coordinated quality design, you cannot go against that. Why should you go against that? This is your world. Construction based on coordinated quality design is, very significant stage. It's not simple design, I say. Even if it is structural design, it must be very well coordinated with architectural details as well as structural, services, building services requirements. If we can do that, that is very fine. Otherwise, this is a blunt. You can say this shall be a blunt statement, causing horrific errors, causing errors which cannot be, you can say, corrected, those errors. And no one is interested in those errors. Okay, we have to be under pressure, indeed. Nevertheless, we have to contain that pressure. That pressure is instantaneous because of many reasons, because contract time is running out. Honor things. I am wasting time. I must complete this project as soon as possible so that this project is put to operation and use, and we get starting returns. We get started returns at start of project or just post commissioning. While those people on sites, they think this way. They want to push progress. They sometimes ignore quality. This I experienced. Quality to such an extent they can ignore that can't be digested. I can give you an example. But that's not a collusion, it's an ignorance issue it was. I was on a site in Doha. It was 1986, I think. Yes, 86, I hope. Yeah, 87. We were constructing one preparatory school building which was having more than 300 columns, and it was having 2.5 story. I had many staff, Philistine staff, Lebanese staff, Egyptian, I mean multinational, Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and many others. Multinational site. One Arabic, he was general foreman. He was doing very fast job. At one point, one column was missed. Foundations were over, beams were over, and we were doing columns. And it was assembly hall and some classroom area. There was an error in not in assembly hall, somewhere else. It was known later that one column was missed. This came to me. I was project in charge there. So many foremen, so many others, engineers. This happened, Mr. Suraj. What to do? Can I take column from beam itself? This general foreman requested him. Why not to take from him? I said, listen, I know that what you are saying, we can do that. But you think that is right? Is it okay? Structurally, it is not okay. Secondly, what you want to show? You want to hide some mistake. You want to hide some error. And do you think hiding is okay? We are working for project. We are working to do project rightly as per requirement. And this is concrete. You can hide it now. But if something happens in future, how shall you hide it? I said, no, we have to do it as we did all others. No problem. If it takes time or our image is lost, I can digest image lost. I can digest time lost, but I cannot digest bad work. I called it bad work that time because of course it was a question of quality that we did not supervise according to requirement, but this happens. If you discover some error, it is better to eliminate error rather than keeping error intact and thinking always, oh, I did that. Their whole life you will think of that. You know what happens when you do some cheating in life. This cheating or deceiving never leaves you behind. It comes to you everywhere. In your soul, I made a mistake there. I did some, it's a kind of sin. I did not do my duty. So I said, no, whatever it is, we have to do per requirement. It happens. Question is not that you are defamed. Okay, I accept defaming, but at least my soul shall support me that you are not a bad guy. That's why I'm saying it happens in some great engineer, elevated engineer wrote something that site person can question digitally to designer. There's some error here. Why do you think site person should do that? He can do, he's a site person. But don't you think he has many other jobs also other than this? Time is limited. If designer remains under pressure, you think site person doesn't live under pressure? Site person has pressures which one cannot solve or remove independently, while designer has an option. And at least design is done by person independently. Maybe these are reviewed later on. And review doesn't mean review thoroughly, because a practice is made. Okay, this designer is good one, it must have done right, so I approve it. Nobody checks thoroughly. Then it goes to next level. That doesn't check thoroughly. It is formality. I have seen even professors who are proofreaders, proof checkers, they just sign on seals and they don't even put seals. Seals are put by someone else. So I don't believe in all this. I would advise all my colleagues who are on practical working or physical working, that's called site, and who are also available or who are posted in designs, that both are part of a group. Both are group. They should act like group for their responsibilities. Quality designer is that who takes care of designs in a professional way. Professional doesn't mean compliance with codes or with formula, but also adoption of work, thinking that one is site engineer or one is practical applicator. Design must be totally quality based. You have to understand that site man is also with you, and that person should understand this. Details must be as such which are not very complicated, which do not look complicated, but pleasing. Even these drawings go to level of foreman and to level of those artisans or tradespeople whom we call formwork, carpenter, steel fixers, and others, electricians or duct operators, I mean duct workers. They should realize value of design, and every design should be a gift for them. This is beautiful design, they should say. Beautiful in a sense that they should not read again and again just to finalize what I have to do. And that I say, construction based on coordinated quality design, your pressure given to you by your head of your designs or by some commercial person is not very important than saving everything on site. If you waste the time of site people, I don't think then you are a quality designer. Yes, if people are not qualified on site, I accept that. And you can force them also engage quality people, or there should be some structurally qualified person on site. So that is construction based on coordinated quality designs. There should be no exemption to standards. Quality means a design that imports very minor issues which if could not be controlled at time of design, or there may be some change in design of machine, or there is some change in requirement of that plan. In that case it's okay, but in ordinary case no, it's not okay. Precisely it must be given, but given complete details. Nothing should be left to circumstances, and one should not expect that site people are so serious as far as design is concerned. Some even don't understand and they just know it's not drawing with me and it's for work and I'm doing it. It's very important point. We have to understand this. I'm not saying because I worked overseas, I faced more problems than you are thinking of, even though this design work does by international people like UK, like France, like Italy. I'm not saying that they are best, but I expected them to do what they did best, but it did not happen. Though in those days there were no digital world, there were no computers. But computers doesn't mean that we have to leave it to computers. We have to use our brain, your mind. Our actions must be there. Okay, this is one part of quality. I would simply say I cannot issue a design for work, IFC drawing, until I'm not clear. I should think at that time, I should put myself in that position where site worker does, site guy does. Yes, I'm doing this on site. I can do it. I don't find any problem, but that may take some time and you can do it simultaneously while designing or detailing. But this detail has no problem. This detail can be implemented constructively with good ability of construction that we call construction ability or constructability or build ability. That is what is required. Quality issue I relate to every discipline, every sub-discipline. There is no concession to anyone. You are not doing something extraordinary. You are doing your job. Like side person does, you are doing. And like you are doing, side person does. Yes, there should be overlap. There should be coordination. Coordination for good information exchange. It should be in written writing, no verbal transmission. If there is verbal transmission, it should be written post communication of transmission. Everything should be in writing because this is contract, this is work, this is record, and every change, if suppose is done, whatever change is done, whatever clarification is given, it should be in writing after verbatim once talk is done. Sometimes it should be in writing either from site by site and by designer, or whatever changes happen, that should be recorded for future, not for you, not for others, but for future, for organization, for commerce, for etc. And if it is done on IFC, if it is done on IFC or contract drawing, red line must be recorded, and you know what is red line. Whatever formal changes happen, agreed, they are recorded as red lines. And these red lines means you have to incorporate those changes onto your record drawings or as-built drawings. That is quality procedure, because there are two drawings. One is issued for construction and one is issued and submitted for record. Maintenance records or future records we call as-builts. When you complete a project, when you hand over a project, it is formal duty of contractor or whoever is doing that to give complete record in a formal way. This is called dossiers, they call it, but of course you may consider dossier or whatever you say, project record. Duly meant for maintenance, the operation, and that's called part of quality itself. Quality is spread on all disciplines. It's not only on construction, it's in every discipline. You can say design discipline, safety discipline, or you can say planning, or wherever you work. I suggest and I do, first criteria should be quality. In safety we say safety is first. Yes, safety is first, but quality in safety is first. How we interpret it, how we adopt it, and how we do that, that's part of quality designs. So construction based on coordinated quality design is very important, very much important. Then all activities must be taken care of, but it doesn't happen. Why? As I said, in this quality approach defined that quality required everywhere is, yes, it's required everywhere, it is true. That's why just shedding of responsibility onto others is not acceptable. Every young is a designer these days, every person. Those who don't have any site experience, any real work experience, they call themselves structural engineers. I don't mind that. You must be dignified. You must claim you are a structural engineer. No harm in that. As far as service considered is quality one. But remember, you are designing, you design something. You must keep in mind that you are a site person first, because your end product is site. You may be a designer, your product may be design drawings. Your product may be design drawings. And you say, this is my limit. Yes, that is true. As far as your control is concerned, designer's control is concerned, design drawing, design specifications, and all design considerations or criteria, what should be included in is enough for doing work. It is enough for doing work. Target of your documents you give for work is that work should be done. This means your work should be, you know, competent enough, consistent enough that it doesn't find any problem while doing work. And that should be considered very good design this engineer has given. We did it without any complication and we had all details required for work. That is called quality required in every stage of process of construction. You complied with system of quality, you complied with individual quality, you contributed. This means individual designer contributes. Then you kept in view material that's going to be used or product that's going to be used, I'll form it, and also your attitude that even if you are under pressure, you have to keep yourself calm, contain pressure, and take your time for coordination. Even if there is pressure, no problem. Dedication and other parameters. I give an example. It's a very, very old example, though it's nothing to do with what that was an example. When there was only calculator, sometimes nothing else. I was in Delhi. I had to work my own, and one of my friend architect, he came to me one day, said, help me, what do you want? Unfortunately, he used to come to me only when he was in problem. This person had to extend one temple building, and he started contracting it with someone. Contractor started excavation of that. He came to me and he could not understand what to do, but this work is being excavated, but I have some problem. I don't know how to handle this foundation at existing building. Means he did not understand that. He came to me. So no, not like this. There was no drawing, nothing. I want to see site first. I went with him, took time. Actually, it was a work of extension of a building, and there was boundary issue of building. So I said, okay, I'll give you details, and first you hold this contractor. Contractor was ready to do. Exception was over. So no, I want to do concrete. See, if he has to do his first, then why did you call me? Why did you bring me here? I'm not interested in this. No, he said, I hold contractor. You just give tomorrow. Oh, shut up. I cannot give tomorrow. How can I give tomorrow? It will take time. If you talk like this, then you do yourself. No, you use some thumb rule and some this. Please, don't tell me what do I do. I know what I have to do. I also ask him, if your contractor can do what I give, only then I will design. It will take at least 3 or 4 days. I can't give you for that. I worked out on details manually for combined footing, which is only answer these people don't understand. I told him so many legs and steps will be used, and you have to do that. We have legs, but we can say, the details of combined footing, rectangular combined footings. So I gave him details. It's up. I didn't go to see after that what he did, but he told me. One of his friends came, architect, and he asked me, how did you do this? He said, there was an engineer. I called him. Oh, he's expert then. No, he's MI. He's MI like that. I mean, they were in different understanding. My purpose of giving this example is to tell, when you are trapped in, you want help of an engineer. So I didn't charge any amount for that. He never used to give me like this. But he said, I learned like this. I know this is not job of architect. An architect boost only. Now I'm going to say designs, structures and others. Says all stages designs, but only design does not suffice. This has a meaning. Only design does not suffice. If construction and development may not be to mark. Design drawings, quality, and duly coordinated details must be available. Coordination in design itself, which is very easy if it is done, or if it's not done, it's very difficult. There may be mechanical engineer requirement or HVAC engineer requirement. There may be electrical engineer requirement when you do designs, but I don't know how far they do this because those engineers may not be available at that time. But design engineers must be available. And those designs are how far they know about insertion of these services. I call these services inserts. It may be HVAC requirement, it may be electrical requirement, it may be plumbing requirement, or it may be some other requirement. Generally we can call them services inserts, means pipe inserts, or you can say box inserts, or whatever you can call. These are inserts that have to go into concrete for future use. This must be known. There should not be any stage that duct has to pass through a structural beam, or there may be some other clash. There should not be a stage that when you are working in false ceiling, you will find that there are so many services coming in plenum of ceiling, so much close to each other. There is trunking for electric cable, there is HVAC ducting, supply air and return air. There are lightings, and there are many other services to be put in, and these clash together. One duct goes over another, crossing each other and not allowing your available plenum. And you may have to drop ceiling, or you have to find some other solution. You have no enough space for light fixing. This means when you do that, there must be at least some look on electrical line, electrical drawings, light fittings drawings, or illumination drawing you can say, and some drawings of HVAC, how ducts have to move, what size of duct should be, indicative size if not final size, and also that there should be enough space for hangers. And that's the only reason that when we construct, we first, before these services are done, first fix of these services are done, electrical services, or you can say HVAC services or others, whatever you can say, plumbing services. Before doing them, we try to short fire false ceiling wires. But these short firing hangers can be done only when we know where these services are, so that based on these services, reflected ceiling plans can be drawn, can be projected. And once reflected ceiling plans, you may be surprised to know that I'm not talking surprisingly. It happens that reflected ceiling plans are done, and based on that, those subcontractors can short fire their wires or hangers. Means we can say that this means there should be coordinated statements, coordinated procedures we have to follow for construction. I'm just little coming out of designs now, because I do not take much time on designs, which is enough now. So I now say good morning, Mr. Chandraju. Thank you very much. What is this? B, C, B, F, C, J, J, B, K, B, H. What is this? I don't know what is written. Well, we have written fine. It must be something good. B, C, Bach, Ch, Waka, Ch. I don't know what is this. Anyway, thanks. You must have written something good, I know. So, method statement has weight, must have weight. We must understand that point. Method statement, a must. Says that Express detailed format for performance and define performance. Express detailed format for performance and define performance. Time, irrecoverable, all these we talk every day. Nothing new in this. And we can say that reliability must be there, and all this analysis and thinking, contemplation, as usual, we talk. And non-conformance is not accepted, we talk every day. And this is what small explanation. Then again I come on to impact on HSE engineering. Impact on HSE engineering when I'm talking, this is for COVID organization for COVID. Let's see if I can show you a glimpse of that. Yesterday's, if I had that glimpse, I like to show that one also if I had that. Just a minute please. And I can see COVID here. Yeah, COVID Bharat here. I like to say 25. This is file here. What is that? Is that this one? Hold on please, hold on, I think. This is COVID safety. Yes, it's that one I think. No, it's not that one. Sorry, it's not that one. Is that I think, yes. Yes, it is this. It's this. Let me open this. And also this is actions here. This is the one. Let me first do this. Now this is files I'm showing to you. Just for information I'm showing to this file, and this is COVID related information. I'm just trying to show you that this information is based on 244 days since August 31st, 2020. I'm not going to tell something about statistics, I already done it. What I'm just trying to say is, you can see data, what it says. What government is doing, just different. The statistics of data I'm just trying to share with you. Just for your information that COVID-19 status on 21st May. You see that we have done vaccinations only till now 14.76% to population, and which is very low. Then you can say test conducted so far, COVID tests on people, which is only 32.44 crores, and test conducted on 20th itself is 20 lakhs, 2 millions. It's not enough. And total corona infections till now 26 crores. 26 crores. wait a minute. 2 crores, sorry, 2.6 crores. 2.6 crores, I apologize for wrong. And positive infected cases declared on 20th was 2.59 lakhs. Now, if you take average of last 7 days, that is, infection percentage of last 7 days means from 20th backwards, it's 15.36%, and which if applies to whole population is 19.97 crores, and on one day, last one, this percentage was 12.589, which gives 16.366 crores. This is only data I am trying to show you how we are moving and how much. As general part of knowledge, you should know this. Unfortunate only part is this: remaining population remaining without test is 75.045 remaining population, which is a great question, big question, not from government, from ourselves also, from engineers also. If you do a design and it's not 75% complete, can you believe in 25% work? Same thing is here. We have done something which is 25% approximately, and 75% is not done, and so we have done it, we have passed it. This is not quality. And then you can say, I applied this factor here. You can say conclusion: assessment based actual figures for infection and deaths using multiplication factor, that is 4.007 on Government of India reports. What it says is, whatever details, whatever reports we get from government, I apply a multiplication factor on that, so that government is giving based on 25% population, while we have to multiply it for a factor, with a factor that counts for whole population. So you can say here it's 4.007 times. This figure is for daily infection, this figure is for daily deaths, and this figure is for daily deaths update, and this is for infection updates. This is what briefly I wanted to share with you. Now I'm going to other file, and I go to other file as such. I said here that is COVID-19 Bharat, and it's this one. This is a different file which gives you statistics about this. Statistics for this is, if you want to scan this file, you can see there's a long file here. I can just show it to you with complete numbers. Previously also I showed to you this. You see, this is that I am saying 244 days, and I started this from this date. I'm just showing briefly this. I use certain columns here, this highlighted portions that you are viewing in, that is from government, what information they are giving to people, that I entered here. And this vaccination portion again, I was interested in the data, that's why I tried to show to you. Because there is no one in our country, no one in either TV channels, nor government portal, nor print media. No one is conducting any level of analysis on COVID, and without analysis, I think it can't be called data. It can't be called data, but whatever I know small about this, I am saying so 130 crore population. See, this is percentage of tests in relation to population. Let's say whatever number of tests they do, we divide by population and multiply by 100, we can get these percentages. So it is 0.159 only per day. So you can say this is nothing, this is ignorable. And this is population tested so far, which is about 1/4 air. And this is not tested so far. How can you then say we have done it. Here you see another data which says how many people were tested on this day, and this one is total tested, total infection so far. This is number of tests, total infections, and this is individual day. Means, for example, yesterday I'm talking of, this was number of tests done, and likewise here, and this is percentage of these infections to number of those who tested. It's in there say sometimes 12.59 is varies, they say now they're dropping, they say according to themselves, but if tests are not done, you cannot say based on this 12 point, based on a small quantity of test, you can say this is general, and here is number of, you can say that so far just 2.91, or you may be around, maybe in a couple of weeks it shall be 3 lakhs or 300,000. Then these are vaccinations, which is also too low, you can say only 14.76 so far percentages, and here is it's, you can say it's total yesterday including so many people we injected, vaccinated, and this is total vaccination here, and of course this is required one. You see required one is 1.42 crores a day, and we did only 14 lakhs, so just about less than or more than 10% of requirement. It should be 1.42 crore and 1.48 million, so we may say 9% approximately, or more, 11%, sorry. And this I'm taking fraction of, you can see that is 75-25, maybe 78-22. Well, it is not disputable for injection 1, for injection 2. And here is main point which I am basing on this. This I said I'm taking last 7 days. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and this is average, and this is expected number of cases, and here is other one. You can see this is a multiplying factor 4.07 that I took from here. This is 4.07 here. This factor says that this is actual daily cases, which is same number of cases reported multiplied by this, and likewise you can say infections maybe update is that more than 10 crores. Actual deaths is about this one day 16 or 17,000. What they say is not correct, and also actual total deaths is that much. This is about 1.16 million, and actual daily cases more than million. Now I go to our charts, graphics. You can say it's also very important one. You may say that I put it as small, it's 90 rather than that. You can say this is for, you can say positive since start. You can see what's this is going on. So high, then coming down according to them. Then it is daily tests conducted, and then April May position. This is April May position, and also April May personal dose tested, and this April May deaths, and this is, you may say, daily vaccination numbers, and this daily vaccination cumulative numbers. Cumulative, I mean to say this is cumulative, and that it is April May cases. Now this is infected percentages, I mean to test. How many people were infected? How many percent was infected to test? This is that one, you can see here, and then this is test done, and of course this is all details are here. You can see total percentage daily test time to population. You can see this is a range of 0 to 0.002 to 0.16, this range. So here is 1.16. So we could not do that much, you see. You can see how variations is there. And in beginning we are sleeping actually. Now we are little awakened. You can say actual assessment of deaths, daily deaths. This is crossing here, this line, 18,000. And here is infection assessment, daily infection assessment, which is here up to around 1.6 million. And you can see here, and it's jumping like that, climbing up. And that's what I think chart 41 more chart is there. That is assessment details, assessment deaths. This is assessment death, I can say. So this was my purpose, to show you. There's nothing to do with something, but just to tell you. And here is my multiplication factor, and I put infection data, this daily deaths. I close this file now and go back to our own world. You must know I start my quality work. Quality is over. Quality requirements, which is very important now. Now this is a file which I am working on, and this is going to give you quality requirements. Means you should know. I'm not stuck. Previously I used to write quality assessment or quality assurance. And I'm not going to assure someone. That's different one. I am now commanding, according to ISO 9001, that quality is a requirement. It is no assurance. Because you are paid for something done, to be done. It may be product or it may be services. There should be no assurance. It should be mandate. Means quality mandate, you may say, rather than requirements also. But let's say requirement is okay. It's in between mandate and assurance. That building works practice. That is building works we have to do. And facilities elsewhere. That quality requirement must work. Quality requirement checks and guide. This was actually, this file is not new, it's very old one, because if I think the date or no in this, I don't exactly remember the date or no this. Yeah, this is 2012, but I revised it now because time has changed and we have to learn from experience. We have to learn. We cannot simply say that we are okay. We have to learn from each aspect, from each experience we have to learn. And that's why I put title as checklist and ITPs. And checklist and ITPs means inspection and test plans, that ITP stands for, and checklist no. And that's for indicative guidance. I'm not forcing anyone, and I know right to force. You have to force yourself. You have to do it yourself. You're not kid. You're engineer, responsible citizen of world. Wherever you work, you have to work with certainty that my work is going to be used. It's not simply academical. It's not academical research. Whatever work I do in profession, that work is going to be used in operation or in permanent use. This is a point that we have to consider, that work is a material, work is a piece of product, work is something that has to stay with user forever. User may go, but work may not go. You do buildings, you do other structures. You may go, users may go, but those project resulted products or deliveries of concrete or others would stay forever until project, until that building or that structure is not removed. Or it's so old that it can't be accepted. Either it has to be retrofitted or it has to be replaced. Until that time, your work, your thought mechanism, your constructed product would serve. Therefore, it is more than life of a designer, it's more than life of a user, it's more than life of everybody. So that product becomes very important. It must import significance. It must put an you can say direction in designer's mind, that you are not going to do very small work, very low work. You are not going to deliver a machine for 5 years, or a car for 5 years, or some other product for few months. This product which you are giving is very important one, and you are going to do this forever. As far as, so you can say forever, maybe it's not forever, but for century probably, but for construction, for assumption, you may say this is for good. For good means you are not going back again on that. For you it is good, and for product also you are there for good. Now, this first item was checklist, setting out and excavation. I started from that. I explained you about this last time. I just read it again so that you may remember or you may understand. It reads checklist, setting out and excavations, which is item 1, and it reads as follows. Reference to project key plans and individual building plans for coordination. Then grids calculations in all directions be ensured. Grid angles in all directions be ensured. Level profiles conversion from GPS reference. And you may say, I'll just blow it little so that it becomes more visible. Okay, so level profiles conversion from GPS references are coordinates converted from real coordinates. You have to ensure third-party certification option, suggested but not mandatory. Setting of offsets from building lines for joining fixing. Is soil investigation report available and well studied. Margin for working areas to be established. In case wayleave required, ensure regulations compliance. Action on wayleave requirement if necessary to follow up. Record of running services to be scrutinized. Effect of running live services on proposed excavations. Program for diversion if required to be decided with honor by authority, directly with honor or through contractor. Coordination with statutory bodies for all such services by contractor for honor, whether or not NOC required, ensure. Whether or not excavation is hot work, ensure. Safety mandatory measures be adopted during excavations. Check method statement. Traffic diversions to be adopted during excavations. Implement procedures, whether or not method statement approved. Check method statement. What equipment to be used. Check method statement. Are workers fully informed of site safety? Conduct toolbox talks. Are shoring materials available on site? Check materials with shoring drawings. Are ingress and egress to and from trench well planned? Check provisions. Shall work be done during night hours? Check. If yes, has police permission been obtained? Check and ensure. Are stockpiles areas for excavated earth readily available? Check. Are necessary environment protection measures ensure. Is dumping area available? Check and decide. Definitions pertinent during duration of excavation, check schedule. The watering arrangement, whether or not required. Check water table and decide which method to be adopted, whether well point system or submersible pumps in some system of dewatering. Are oxygen cylinders available? If so required, in confined area? Ensure. Are aluminum ladders available? Ensure. Are face masks available for all personnel? Ensure. Are safety glasses available? Ensure. Or buy. Has toolbox stock been delivered? Ensure. Has emergencies communication system been in place? Ensure. Responsible personnel to be dedicatedly present on the excavation? Ensure. Then, is water tanker available for spreading water? Provide. If not, have neighbor located existing buildings. Check of possible adversity subsistence in case of deep excavations or dewatering. Check and ensure stability. For excavations in certain areas, mechanical excavation cannot be applied without ensuring about live lines. Ensure status. Hand excavation is carried out for resolution of applicable method of excavation. Ensure site conditions data. Make sure that excavation and removal of excavated material activities are conducted smoothly without impacts of any hindrance or impediment. Make sure that once excavation has reached to proposed level, soil investigation may be done using plate load test to find bearing capacity if it is so specified for validation of soil strength. Also make sure about requirement of inserting diaphragm walls in case proposed excavation has deep foundations or surrounding buildings. Restrict open excavation where retaining walls are a must. Now we have to read this for 5 minutes because I'll be back in 5 minutes. Due to some other reasons, I'll be back. Just for 5 minutes, I'll go back, coming back. I know it's raining, but I think it's better to go and come back. Just hold on, please. I think I got back in time, and we can move further on this. And we can move further on this. So this is a very important one. Must have gone through this, I hope. Sorry. Now the purpose of this was only to remind what we did. Then we talked of checklist hand excavations. This hand excavation is done for those areas where services, live services, exist below ground, and we have to excavate in those areas, which is risky one, until we know where service is moving through, which coordinates, and we cannot excavate until we take care of that, either by shifting or diverting that service through its operator, or by removing that service through its operator, or whatever decision is taken by that authority. It's up to them. We have to discuss with them, we have to inform them, and we have to wait for instructions, and we have to comply with those instructions, and whatever they say, until that is resolved, no excavation can do. For that purpose, hand excavation is required, which would tell us services here, extent of service here, and once it is resolved, only then mechanical excavation can be done. That is sole criteria behind this. There could be electrical services, there could be water services, there could be gas services, whatever kind of services could be there. We know plan to check it. So I can read just for memory. At location of relevant pits, whether or not in line to record drawings, check. As this location has been discussed with relevant statutory authorities, service authorities, to ensure. As temporary permits been obtained for works, if applicable, check and ensure. As method statement for such excavation been approved with permits, ensure. What is indicative depth of excavation? Check and allow, check and follow accordingly. Are involved technicians qualified for such significant operations? Check. Is it direct excavation method using hand tools? Check. Or it is hydrojetting involvement? Ensure. For fiber optic cable existence, what precautionary methods have been adopted to protect unexpected accidents? Check and implement if so required. Who shall supervise such delicate excavation? Decide and deploy personnel. Is follow a procedure well defined? Check. Is authority identity for live services, discovering intimation known? Check and ensure. Is duration for diversion activity known? Check. Plans and method statements. Is method of maintaining services protective known? Protection known. Is method of maintaining services protection known? Check statement and decide. What measures to be adopted in case of failure to protect? Check and discuss with responsible authority for immediate action. Shall such services interruption impact plant operation? Check and ensure remedies. Shall information to police be required? Ensure and act accordingly. After excavation progresses, further checks need to be performed at various stages. Check and act accordingly. In deeper excavation, if benching stage is required, additional checks should be conducted. Make sure about all such checks are conducted for further actions. Ensure that over excavation is avoided. If over excavated, backfilling is not permitted, but only concrete. It's an important issue. Be vigilant. Once this process of hand excavation is verified and completed, from considering foregoing and contractual aspects as well as live services, further works may be followed up in accordance with proposed works. Now, I talked of formation, and I talked of you can say blinding and concrete protection, waterproofing, foundation footings, preparatory works, and of course substop columns, then backfill works, and then we talked of you can say grade slab, column works, RCC column works I talked of, and we talked of talked of wall works, we talked of I can say lift well wall works, we talked of, then we say longitudinal stairs we talked of, then longitudinal stair we talked of, yes, longitudinal staircase. Then we can say suspended slab, yeah, item number 14, suspended slab. We have to purpose is that one minute please, this is I'm coming in. Okay, sorry, gentlemen, a little late. So, I was talking about RCC suspended slab now, but before that, I would like to explain why I've taken so much on excavation, because Excavation is very critical activity. Maybe some people don't realize this fact. It's critical activity. Oh, it's excavation, I'll do that. But excavation is very important activity where attention of in charge who's very experienced is required, because if excavation is not done rightly, it may cause problem. I have given some safety issues on that, and I am going to post more sketches on structural engineers forum. These sketches are very important, means safety starts at excavation itself. Deep excavation, pit and raft and so many others, where we have to think in a coordinated manner. We have to think in a way that means start of site it is. Excavation is first permanent work that is done. Done means first permanent work after mobilization of a project. Mobilization is something that supports all other works, but surveying is one part of that work. Excavation is very important for whatever structure we do. We have to consider the complete details. We have to take into our consideration all survey activities. We have to take into considerations process of excavation, and we have to be very much sure about what's being done. Continuous check on vertical controls. Horizontal controls have been checked. We have put our tags, our pegs everywhere, including working area, and we are on move. But vertical controls are important. In fact, we have to make sure that soil investigation report is well defined, it's well, and it matches our excavation strata, match that report as far as possible. I'm not saying you sit down on that. And vertical level controls, because over excavation cannot be covered. Under excavation can be excavated more, but if it's over excavated, say by chance you excavate more than 30, 300, 400 mm, it's one blunder, that's what. And we have to take care of safety of people, safety of work. What safety measures we have to adopt? I'll put in some sketch form. It's only for further moving. We're talking of checklist for suspended slabs now. Going to talk of work on. It's very important item. Generally, it applies everywhere. It's that much important. It applies everywhere, and we must be now, as I said, suspended slabs works. What is that? I can say that is coverage. That is called coverage. Suspended slab is first coverage we consider. Without this slab, we can't call it covered area, and this is supported on permanent columns and permanent beams. And permanent columns are supported on permanent foundations, and foundations support on permanent earth. Earth may stay there even if foundations are removed, structure is removed. Keep that in mind. Let's say is conduct in-depth coordination. Conduct in-depth coordination on drawings for relevant involved activities. right? Conduct in-depth coordination on drawings for relevant involved activities. Ensure that all structural and coordinated services drawings are ready. Just a minute, let me see if I've done that or not. It's a very important point I'm trying to show you. That's why I'll just read it as add into that something later on, as I did in others. As I did in staircase, I remember is that. Just a minute, please. Staircase still frameworks. Let's go. Surprising is happening. Oh, it is. What's that here? In every place I was taking this longitude, this ensure this one, and longitude staircase. What is this? Same thing was here. It's gone. I think I also missed something here. Well, let me go it. Do it. Just that. Let me see where I'm missing something. I think I'm missing something. Oh, I say I'm missing here. I'm missing something here. Oh yes, I think I'm missing something here. So I have to take print of this rather than that one. It was a mistake here. Oh, actually, I made changes in that file, but I could not save it properly. So this is that file which I'm trying to show you now. Sorry for the inconvenience caused to you. This is that file actually. Now what I said. Let's go to actually there was element of this was what's again. Stop again. What is this? Oh, yeah, this is that. In staircase also, this is there. Yeah, actually, these points, if you say reinforcing bars, particular requirements, I had changed it, but due to some reason I could not save it. Now I did it again. This is ensure reinforcing bars are clean and free from rust. This is a common type of comment, common type of quality issue. We can say ensure reinforcing bars are clean and free from rust, and ensure sacrificial anode is fixed. If so required, in which case non-epoxy coated bars shall be included, and ensure that electrical continuity check shall be conducted if cathodic protection is required. Ensure touch-up paint is applied in case of epoxy coated reinforcing bars and no cathodic protection is permitted on. These were specific comments I had added down. Let me see if it exists in this also. Yes, it exists in this also. Only numbering is a problem. No issue. We'll check that one. If it's EFGH, no, it should be ABCD, and we'll take care of later on. No problem. I have no time now, and steel frames. Okay, that is okay. Now let's go to this. Checklist for RCC suspended slab works. And this is after your staircase work. There is ABCD in that, but there was some error in this, I think. Yes. Let me do if I can do that also. Though I will not take your time to do. ABCD is there. There's also ABCD is there. It's the problem. There's a problem here. No problem is here. Sometimes it happens. We want to do something, we can do it. It's not taking. It's not taking. Still, it's not taking. This problem is it takes some time. Doesn't take. So you can remove it and do it again. That's how it does. You can say it's taking now. Okay, fine. So it is only in that case. Now let me do it. I'll do it later on. I'll show you later on, not now. So I close, and now conduct this checklist for RCC suspended slabs work. It says conduct in-depth coordination. Conduct in-depth coordination. Conduct in-depth coordination on drawings for relevant involved activities. And ensure that all structural and coordinated services drawings are ready for construction. Conduct in-depth coordination on drawings for relevant involved activities. Ensure that all structural and coordinated services drawings are ready for construction. Actual details pertaining to following settings should be charted out clearly for communication to site, for an error may mar site work in suspended slab case. It's very important. Setting of all grids in both directions are accurate. You have to follow this. All supporting system scaffolding drawings are ready, duly approved or certified by designer of manufacturer or vendor. All access scaffolding details are ready. All stepping type ladders are ready wherever required. Materials for all areas ready for safe working in and around pourable area. Material for all areas are ready for installing preparatory works. All reinforcing bars are ready, duly tagged. Ensure all columns and RCC works have been poured. Ensure construction joints are prepared on column tops. Ensure datum level lines are marked on column surfaces. Ensure datum level line are marked on RCC wall surfaces. Ensure erection of supporting either mechanical system or other system is well handled by specialist trained team of riggers. Ensure erection of supporting either mechanical system or other system is well handled by specialist trained team of riggers. Ensure that erection or installation of system provides a good space to circulate within. Ensure fixing of all beams, bottoms of down stands are commenced with at right locations all over area, which is an important activity and therefore must be ensured for correctness by land surveyor as an experienced foreman or an experienced foreman. This ensure fixing of all beams, bottoms of down stands are commenced with at right location all over area. Now leveling of beam soffit is significant but should be within approximation at this stage. File will be corrected by adjustment at final level. Check. Ensure that beam sides are able to be stepped out conveniently while beam soffit is in place, which soffit may be in place for defined duration to form strike. Ensure slab soffit levels are correct and system is installed according to requirement. Ensure safety railing equipped with all components is available, duly installed around working area from safety reasons. Ensure correct alignment is marked on slab exteriors for slab edges formwork. Ensure location of construction joint is so required for a major port. Ensure that grid locations are correctly transmitted on slab beam lines. Ensure that beam sides could be struck easily prior to slab soffit forms are struck. Make sure correctness respecting profile by checking level on slab. Make sure correctness of dimensions of beam sections. Make sure, if so required, timber fillets, chamfers are fixed on beam corners for exposed faces. Make sure that foam strike oil applied and dried out prior to placing reinforcing bars. Ensure that reinforcing bars are centered and fixed to meet design requirement. Beams may be prefabricated. Beams may be prefabricated on ground. Beams means steel and beams may be prefabricated on ground if so convenient. Otherwise, this could be on site location assembled. This could be assembled on site location. Ensure that all bars are tightly bound in concrete or plastic spaces for fixed uniformly. Ensure that all service blockouts are marked and fixed where required, where shown. Ensure bottom reinforcement is placed as required. Ensure that electrical first fix conduit work is done satisfactorily and inspected by competent electrical engineer. Ensure that adequate overlaps are available for next continuing floor slab if that is being the case. Ensure electrical. Make sure that all overlaps or extending bars are well held by rings or straps. Make sure that all mechanical connectors, if used in place of overlaps, are well placed and tightened well. Ensure that adequate space is available after mechanical connectors are included for passes of vibrator needle. In case epoxy coated bars are included, ensure continuous activity of epoxy thus the paint is made. Make sure all previous concrete joints are well cleaned by scabbling, hacking. Ensure that no dirt and timber piece etc. is available after cleaning by air compressor is done. It's hot weather. Keep forms cool by allowing water spraying. Every care is required to check that flash setting of concrete would be avoided. Ensure that stair portion to be poured with slab is well scavenged at joint locations and reinforcing bars are cleaned properly. Ensure cleaning of lift well, reinforcing bars. Ensure all blockouts or inserts are in place. Make sure, if so required, scaffolding manufacturer certification is obtained for scaffolding supporting system being sound. Make sure that all portions of beam down load bound stands are well secured by fixing tie bolts wherever required. Ensure that all columns, caps, neck forms are in plumb and well secured. Ensure that thorough inspection is conducted for all preparatory as well as temporary works, with no doubts should remain unattended. Plan pouring activity in all respects, defining locations of pumps and truck mixers. Make sure that certain formwork steps for meeting certain emergency provision of construction joint is readily available. Make sure that reinforcing bars to be placed in steps are done and forms for riser erected in position prior to start of concrete pour. Chart out concrete starting time. Chart out truck arrival is sequence, keeping abreast smaller quantity of RMC. Define concrete day. Now this chart out truck arrival sequence keeping abreast smaller quantities. This is for smaller slabs, but for major slabs this cannot be small. I'll make amendment to that and come back to you again. I'm just reading you preliminary what is written. Define concrete date, define concrete duration, define curing procedures, check all equipment availability, make sure that testing laboratory technicians would attend in time. Prior to concrete pour, check all supports and system again. Make sure that adequate workers' strength would be available during pour. Make sure that concrete pour timings match with temperature range. Do not work in haste, so work in haste as work must be safely carried out. Make sure that responsible supervising engineer would be available during pouring. In case this is already one slab flow system, ensure that additional supporting system is installed there depending on day of previous concrete pouring below slab. Once safety is overlooked, site shall be prone to untoward accidents. And again, reinforcing bars particular requirements as I explained, which is ensure reinforcing bars are clean and free from dust or rust. Ensure sacrificial anode where oxidation is received, sacrificial anode is fixed if so required, in which case non-epoxy coated bars shall be included. Ensure that electrical continuity check shall be conducted If cathodic protection is required, then show touch-up paint is applied in case of epoxy-coated reinforcing bars, and no cathodic protection is permitted on epoxy-coated bars. This is only, you can say, some explanation I have given for suspended slabs. There are so many things on this. I have not completed it yet. Just preliminary study I have done and explained to you. And there will be more on this. You can say we'll talk of pedestal footage. Already talked. We talked of we'll talk of something else also in this. RCC, generative and alternative foundations, and like that will go on. This is first pure structural work. And there are so many others we have to talk of now. Some preliminary on this is quality issue it is, and therefore we are concerned. If I see, I can go to see that. That is a folder. Yes, then you can start in facilities stores. Yes, it is facilities and store, and this is 11 Then the next file is about execution plan, and that is this one, which is, I think, has also execution plan. Execution plan, project implementation. This, what is the execution plan? We have to go through and see. We can browse it. We'll find that is building engineering design. Then it is scope of firm. Then building services, detailed engineering of designs. There is services designs, specialized discipline. Then you can say specification, procedures, specification supplements. You may say coordination procedures, coordination between contractor and head office. Then various coordinations are there, various coordinations. Contractor coordinations, CAD procedures, engineering reporting and change control, and documents, controls. Of course, roll drawings, you can say. We are talking of this inspection and test plans, and project controls, procurement, pre-mobilization planning, and then we can say work centers, contractor site office, mobilization, subcontract strategy, testing and inspection, material management, procurement, and you can say organization, corporate site, and construction method statements, subcontracting. These all we'll discuss gradually because there's a lot of material for conferring. And only best advantage in trying to extend to you this, you can share these files on screen for better understanding. And there are various, you can say, civil works plans methods here. Various methods are here for general dissemination. See this, so I am just trying to show you what is expected in future for conferring. These are for major projects. of that one. I have got to see another one as well. That is environment losses. Yes, I want this. Environment losses are various. This is environment losses for plant industry, environment losses for plant industry on the construction contract. It is also very important issue, environment. So much technical involvement in this. I would like to close this today because there's a problem on electric supply. I can't go without that. And there's a problem here. Due to rain, there's no electric supply. We cannot continue more this. Like that, there are so many files as such. You can say that. Environment. This is another one. I think this is what is this file? This is also, I think. Let's see what is that. Let me show you. Is that so that you can be. This also environment controls. So this is that one. This is environment here. I close this as well. I close COVID as well. Quality is there. You can say. Actually, purpose of this is very, very important. Quality achievement, which we have not done so far. We have to, today or tomorrow, we have to realize quality is very important. Quality in you can say work as well as quality in system. Both are important. And until we understand that, we will go our way, individual way, which is not practical way. You have to understand these points clearly in a safe manner, in a well-defined manner. We have to understand this. If we can't, we miss something. That's very important point. We have to make ourselves ready to get all this information from whatever source. We have to understand that what we think is not that word. Engineering definition is same since beginning, but we could not realize that fact. That quality less engineering is no engineering. Quality less engineering is no engineering. It's now to be defined that quality is not only for quality system, it's for all systems. And that's the reason that ISO 9000 has changed concept that not only quality person is responsible, but also head of that work is responsible for achieving system quality and system itself. Quality cannot move alone, it has to move on system. That point we have to understand now, because quality can't be separated from work, from quantity. Therefore, quality staff cannot be separated from other staff. Head is responsible in addition to quality staff and those who work on activities. It must be understood in clear terms that we are all responsible. We have to understand this point. At this point, I think today I'm not extending it to ISS, as I said, the light problem, electricity problem. Therefore, I like to move off in this way. I like to thank you very much. At least whatever we did today is okay. I'll try to do more on this and post more for SIFI or others. So let me give you more opportunity and you give me more opportunity to interact with you. And it's not easy always. It's not easy all time. We have to be considerate in every respect. We have to be considerate everywhere. That is more important.